A lot of companies over a lot of years to understand, formulate, and promote their brands. Today we're going to talk about brands in a little different way.
Well, let's get things moving with a little bit of cowboy music.
Now life is simple, it's an easy road when you live by the code. If it's right, I'll do it. If it ain't, I won't. It's called riding for the brand.
Who knows what a pard is? You know what a pard is.
Yep.
Somebody that's more than a friend, right? Somebody that'll ride the trail, watch your back.
Because we want you to, first of all, to write down a goal or a challenge that you face every day at work. In a few minutes, we're going to give you the opportunity to craft, to design your own personal brand.
Okay, riding for the brand. Who's heard that term before? Riding for the brand. Good.
You have to be willing to do what has to be done at the time it has to be done, and that's riding for the brand.
And if you're working for the money, yeah, you got to make a living. But you still, that isn't what you talk about. That isn't, the main motivation is not money.
Yeah, I rode with a lot of good hands in Montana, and those fellas, whether they were riding for the same outfit all the time or riding for a guy doing day work, they were riding for the brand. You could bet that they'd do the best job they could for that fella.
I'm sorry, that was distracting. You had a bird on your hat there just a second ago. That's what I thought. There's someone up there. See, things like that make it kind of fun out here. You know, we never know what's going to happen.
So riding for the brand means saddling up, getting the job done for the people that you're working for. Riding for the brand goes beyond just working for the money.
So let's ask that question. What brand are you riding for?
But ultimately, aren't you riding for one customer at a time, just one person at a time? And that's really what we want to focus on today. In a few minutes, we're going to give you the opportunity to craft, design your own personal brand. We think that the best place to start your personal brand is with a code of ethics.
And for us, being cowboys as we are, it's pretty obvious. Our code is the code of the West.
The code of the West comes down to just simple terms. If it's right, do it, and if it ain't right, don't do it. You know, it's simple. You know, there's not a big gray area in with a lot of wiggle room. It's either right or it's not right. And it's up to you on how you want to deal with it.
From the top, if it's right, do it. If it ain't right, don't. That was the best we've ever had.
Give yourself a pat on the back there.
Now it's time for you to build your own brand. So let me ask you a question. What is it about you as an individual that really sets you apart from the rest of the herd? What is it that you're really passionate about, just as an individual?
What do you bring to the table that nobody else does that can help you make a difference in the lives of the people that you ride for? So we want to see everybody busy here, all right?
Mine's a double H. It's my son's initials, Hunter Hatch.
Mine's a bullseye with my daughter's initials. Happen to spell the acronym AIM.
What we want you to do now is to go back to that goal. If you bring that passion, something that you can relate to, that reminds you what you love, bring that to your everyday work, all of a sudden, work becomes passion.
What is it in your brand that can help you solve the challenge or the goal that you wrote down earlier in the day?
Now, there's something else we want you to consider.
I had an opportunity to be seriously injured. I had my head kicked in by a horse years and years ago. Consequently, I'm blind in my right eye. Can't smell. Have other issues that are obvious if you get to know me very well, but I remember the day that I walked out of the hospital. They wouldn't let me walk. They make you wheel in a wheelchair. But as soon as I got to the door, I stood up and walked. Walked out. It was a sunny day. And that, I was so grateful for the sunshine, for the fact that I was alive.
This cowboy had an interesting outlook. He said he had the opportunity to be seriously injured.
We all get kicked in the head moments What are you going to do with it?
Taking challenges, turning them into opportunities, and being grateful for them, that's when you're really riding for the brand.
Riding for the brand is just being loyal and dedicated to the outfit that you're serving.
Riding for the brand to me means doing the best job you can for the fellow you're working for.
That we do a job and we do it well and we give 100%.
When you're hired on to any outfit, as far as I'm concerned, you owe that outfit 100% or more.
We'd like you to think of an action, one simple action that you haven't been doing, and maybe you've thought about, yeah, I should be doing this. What are you going to do different than what you've been doing?
You're a Braxton. Now, what does a Braxton stand for? What does that mean?
Very good. Your brand action.
And what we want you to do is we want you to take this with you. We want you to put it up somewhere that it can remind you about your personal brand, what you love to do, what you're passionate about, how that's going to help with your goal, how it's going to help you succeed, and the action that you're going to take to get her done.
Nothing is going to change until you do.
So partner, this horse that you're leaving here, the one you say's bad to the bone, before it's sold to some bidder, you may reconsider because, well, maybe the fault is your own. And if you can't get the desired results that you want, well, do something more than complain. Take a deep look inside, or maybe swallow your pride, because it's you that's holding the reins.